Okay, let's get started.
Ghosts are real. That much I know.
Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of The LAIR. This film got a release in the Fright Fest Festival back in August of 2022. Then it got a limited release in US theaters on October. It is now available to stream on Shudder. Now, as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them just to see if this was worth it or not, on the description box down below, there you're going to find my spoiler-free review because I like to give you guys the two options. So giving all the disclaimer ahead, let's get into the video. Now, The LAIR follows when Royal Air Force pilot LT Kate St. Clair is shot down over Afghanistan. She finds refuge in an abandoned underground bunker where deadly man-made biological weapons, half human, half alien, are awakened. To give a brief summary of this 1 hour and 30 minutes torture, just like the plot says, the film opens with her being flying and then she's shot down on Afghanistan, and we pass what could be the best part of the film, that is the beginning. Those first 10 to 15 minutes, we have her exploring, we have her on the underground bunker, and this is of course when we realize that they're aliens and they're kind of half human and they're ugly as hell. Eventually she is able to be rescued by some soldiers and she is brought with them to their base that they have, and it's like the middle of nowhere. It reminds me a little bit to The Hill Have Eyes Part 2, the remake one from 2007, where we have these soldiers that they are basically, I think it's a drill, I am not 100% sure, but they're practicing like with bombing and stuff, and they are in the middle of nowhere, and of course, they're not aliens, what it's on the film, but you get it if you have watched it. But in this case, of course, they're aliens, like, because they don't look like it. Now, of course, no one believes her that she just escaped this underground bunker that is supposed to belong to the Russians, since they are clueless, and also these characters, they don't believe in monsters. So, of course, we know what is going to happen. From this to the end, they're exploring, being killed, blah, 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 and that's how it ends. Now you may be thinking, wow, she didn't even like give details and stuff. I'm going to be 100% honest and jumping straight to the things that I like and dislike it. I did not like a single thing from this film. Now, the director, it's Neil Marshall, who is the director of The Descent of 2005, which is a very good film. It's not excellent, but I think that it's pretty good. These practical effects of the creatures are good. The story is good. It has some essence. In my opinion, the performances are good enough for what we're having. We have a group of women that they're lost in these underground caves and they don't know what the hell is going to happen, who is going to survive, who is going to die. The ending, I think that is great. The Descent is a very good film. If you haven't watched it, I would suggest you to. So when I read that he was the director of this and I read the plot, I was like, okay, so I'm expecting something similar, but instead of those creatures, aliens, right? Here's the thing. It did not work. Like, the project felt very similar to it, but worse. It felt like if this was the draft version of The Descent and then he made some changes and we ended up with The Descent in 2005, and this was something that he had on the back of his mind and he decided now that he wanted to do it, because the film feels like a mix between The Hills Have Eyes Part 2, Alien a little bit, but not, of course, never going to be comparable in terms of quality, a little bit to The Thing, the one from the 1980s, and of course to The Descent. It's very, very clear the resemblance. Now, the things I disliked. First, the story. I felt that it was boring and hella predictable. You're going to find yourself finding out very quickly what is going to happen in the film. It's 1 hour and a half that I think that I wasted. Honestly, that's how I felt. A second thing that I disliked were the characters. For me, they were also unlikable. I did not feel sorry about any of them. Like, the protagonists, they were awful. Like, there's, in my opinion, a difference between being a bad actor and having like little to no practice in the field. But in this case, I think it was a mix of both. they feel sometimes that they aren't given any emotions, like they aren't able to project what they're feeling, and then we have them like over the top. Like the acting was awful. Seriously, like they need some work to do. Third thing is the practical effects and CGI. I understand that this is a B horror movie, but I have seen B horror movies that have way better practical effects and CGI than this. It was awful. Like, looks cheap. And there's even a scene when they are on these tents, and out of a sudden, one of these things like runs through it. It's so bizarre and it's not scary. It's like, what? Like, what the hell? From where that thing came from? But it's even funny. Like I said, it's not creepy. Being hella honest, I did not like this film at all. I do like being harsh. This is something I have said before. I do not enjoy talking bad about films. But I need to be honest. I'm not going to be sitting down here lying how, okay, maybe this is bad, but this is good. Like, no. I did not find a single thing that could be good or safe from this film. Like, nothing. And I am very, very sorry. So I am hoping that if the director ever wants to do another thing similar to this, he will be able to improve some stuff. Because, like I said, for me, The Descent is a very good film. And this wasn't it. So if I were to give a rating, this one will be 1.5 out of 5. And 2 out of 10. This is a film that I will never rewatch. And I will forget. Like, most likely I'm going to forget about this film in a few months. But for now, it's next to There's Something Wrong with the Children, the worst films I have seen by now. Because, of course, we have a lot coming. And well, I think that this has been all. Thank you so much for watching. Now, I know that Infinity Pool came out in some theaters, but where I live, this film is scheduled for next week. But I don't know what the hell is going to happen since they just like put on, hey, it's coming February 2nd. Okay, but what else? They haven't given any more information, so I am not 100% sure if they're going to play it, because it happened with some films that they say, oh, we're going to play it, and then when the date arrives, it's like, oh no, sorry, we're not giving it. So if you see that my Infinity Pool review takes a while to come, it's because I had a hard time trying to see the film. But for the rest, the next week we also have Knock at the Cabin. Most likely I will be able to watch that one, so I will have that review. But well, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below if you watched this, what do you thought? Maybe you like it and you enjoyed it way more than I did, but I didn't. And I'm sorry, but happens. But well, thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Bye.
Surreal. That much I know.